And now as we look at this Charlotte Thunder team, they went 10-0 this season, and Fred Williams has got him hung up, and here it comes.
They got him. They got him, and he's cold, and he's cold, and he's cold.
Let's change places. Actually,
and, Mike, I'm going to tell you this right now. He going to be looking for you.
I just want everybody to know on the Facebook stream that was brought up by the staff.
Yes.
And not me.
Yes.
They just asked me to be the guy to give them the signal, so I gave them the signal. So Coach Bryson got the cold shower at the end of the game. But, Reg, 90-12 is your final score. It's a season high for points scored for the Thunder. It is below the average points allowed of 16.2. Just a way to finish this thing up with perfection. It was a perfect performance all the way around by the Thunder.
It was. And again, we knew, right, this team, this is what they do. They start fast, and then they explode defensively. They start fast and then explode defensively. That's exactly what we got in this game today. They started fast on offense, then they exploded defensively. David Ham carrying the mail throughout the game as well. Big plays on both sides. But to me, the key to this entire performance was this defensive front and the amount of pressure they were able to put on the Carolina quarterback.
Here comes Coach Bryson now. Let's get your headset off for him.
I'm going to get Coach Bryson the headset. And
they got me. Y'all was in on that.
I don't know nothing about it, Coach. I don't know nothing about that.
Hey, y'all was in on that.
Coach Bryson wants to know if we were in on it, and yeah, I was. I'll admit it.
Big Mike was. I wouldn't.
Coach, congratulations.
Thanks a lot,
I hope you enjoyed the cold bath. They told me to do it. They told me to hold you up. I didn't know it was coming. That's not true. I knew it was coming. Congratulations. It was a perfect season. This was a hell of a ride.
It is.
For you and your team. Tell me about it.
I'm just so excited for the ball players. They put so much work into this. They worked so hard all season long. They deserve a perfect season, you know. And the fans were just outstanding, you know. If this is a sign of what's to come in the future looks real bright for the Thunder. The fans that are in here had a great time. I thought the ball players entertained them. You guys do what you guys do always, make us look real good.
We got a lot to work with, I promise you. We got a lot to work with.
I tell you, man, but I'm thankful. I'm really appreciative. You know, COVID has had us shut down for a while. What a hell of a way to break out, be able to entertain the city of Charlotte, you know. And I'm just excited that we got a chance to play the game, and we did it the right way.
The fact that you're able to play the game and get it done the way you did today,
right.
You know, winning it in such impressive fashion. Have you had a conversation with Joe and the ownership group about what's to come now, and do you know the latest?
Yeah.
Because we do. I just want to make sure you know.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
So you know that this was the last go-around in the AAL for you guys as well. So
it is.
If you're going to leave your mark, you leave your mark like that.
Exactly.
We'll let you worry about that tomorrow.
Right.
For tonight, what's the game plan to celebrate this one, knowing that the season is in the books and it's perfect?
We're going to go in there and update the guys on what's going on. We're going to tell them what's going on. And we're going to go out and try to have a good time. My message tonight going into the Ball King, let this be about our fans and the future of the Thunder. Let everybody know, put everybody on notice that, you know, we're coming. We've got a good organization. We got a good program. And ball players that we're looking to recruit next year to play in a new league, this is the place you want to come play. Great management, great coaching staff, great fans, great city. Some great things are about to really happen for us, you know. So we're going to enjoy this. Mike, we perfect 10-0, perfect season, you know, and I'm very appreciative of that.
Well, I was appreciative to be along for the ride.
Hey, man, thank you, brother. You and Reggie did a great job.
Thank you very much. We do appreciate that. Let me take that from you. I'm going to spin out of the way and give those to you, Reg. And I'll let JC handle that. And so that's that, as they say, is that. And did I widen that up enough? There we go. That, as they say, is that. This Thunder team goes 10-0 on the season, and now it's on to perhaps bigger. I don't know how much better it can get. I mean, they went 10-0 in this campaign. I don't know how much better you can get, but I think next year the Thunder would like to have this same kind of season, but then get into playoffs and go ahead and win a league-sanctioned championship. I think that'd be the only way to make it better.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. And listen, at the end of the day, I don't care who you are, any kind of athlete you've ever been. You play for the love of the sport and to win championships. That's why you're out there. And this is a group that, unfortunately, has not been afforded the opportunity to play for a championship, and that's going to sting. Any player, any competitor, that will sting. And the positive for these guys is this is a season of perfection, which can never be taken away from them. They're 10-0, and you can't. That will always be part of history. 10-0 is always going to be 10-0. And they did a couple other things this season that I thought are things that they can kind of remember as well. Not the least bit being a team comes in here saying we're 54-0. They leave here saying we got an and one.
Yeah.
Right? The next thing you look at is a team and an organization that defensively, look at some of these numbers they put up, essentially holding teams to, now I'm going to do some basic math here, under 15 points a game.
Yeah.
In this league, in this type of football that is known for points.
Yeah.
Those are two additional things that are unheard of that these guys can always take with them besides just being 10-0.
A few weeks later.
Their defensive front was excellent throughout the game, and it was quite a show from the North Texas Bulls tonight.
All right, I think Irvin Bryson is going to come on over and talk to us. So let's get Coach Bryson mic'd up, and we'll chat with him briefly. And this is obviously let's put this over here so you can hear me. This obviously is not the way you wanted it to end, but you got to give North Texas a lot of credit. They played a good ball game. This was not your best effort though from your guys.
Right, at all, man. You know, they had when you get on the bus and you come a long ways to play a game like this in a championship game, you coming for a reason. And I felt like from the beginning to the end, they just outplayed us. They played with more heart. They played with more passion. We just laid the egg all the way around. I mean, we allowed ourselves to get talked out of our game before the game even started. You know, and it's what, you know, sometimes you got to be able to put stuff like that aside and stay focused on the task at hand. We're playing for a championship. And when you're playing for a championship, you gotta be ready to play. And you don't, you know, that's what I always say, you always got to expect the unexpected. And nobody expected us to lose tonight. But those guys just outplayed us. They played with more heart. They played with more passion. They played at a different speed than we did. We argued and we fussed among ourselves. We never been tested all season long, and finally we got tested in a championship game, and this is the result.
In the end, though, you guys do have a perfect regular season record, 10-0, champions of the East Division. Obviously, lots to build on for next year.
Right.
It's too early to talk about next year, but what are you going to take away most from this season? Because there are a lot of highs for this club all year long.
The main thing is you got to get football players that are going to have that football mentality. Being in a dog fight, if you're going to fight, you got to fight with action. You can't fight with words. Words never win anything. And we got to go and we got to rebuild. We got to rebuild from the offensive line to the defensive line and wide receiver. I mean, we're going to be looking to build everything. I felt like we had a pretty good offensive line until we ran into these guys.
Yeah.
We totally got out of character. And I'm not used to coaching football like that, where we lose our identity and start doing all kind of crazy things with this mouth jibber jabber and stuff. That's not Thunder football. And that's not where I've groomed those guys to be able to do. And we played absolutely nowhere near Thunder football.
Well, Coach, it has been an absolute pleasure to be along for this ride this season, working with you and your players, game nights, practices, all the things that go into it. It has been a real treat for me to be along with it, with you guys.
Right.
And I appreciate the time and the company and the friendship. It's been an outstanding year.
Yes, and I appreciate you guys. You guys have done a great job all season long. I'm sorry, Thunder fans, that we didn't pull this out. We just got to go back to the drawing board, and we got to work a little bit harder, come up with a better game plan on how we're going to finish the process. We fell a little short.
Coach Irvin Bryson, thank you very much, boss. Let me take that from you. As Coach Bryson puts the wraps on this season, and this is obviously not the way they wanted it to end. Good game, Cap. This is obviously not the way they wanted it to end, Reg, but you heard him say to himself that they didn't play their style of ball. They were out of character. They did not play the game that they are accustomed to playing.
No, they didn't, and it was for two reasons. I think, number one, and I said it in the first half, they were focused on talking back as opposed to fighting back early in the game. Then they started to fight back. I think that was process part number one. And then part number two, North Texas is a good football team.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes when you've been dominant, as this team has been all year, you look at another team on tape and you go, yeah, whatever. We're better than that. And sometimes you don't realize that they'll fight you for 4 quarters until you're 3 quarters into it, and you're like, why are they still here?
Yeah.
And I think that may have been what happened to this Thunder football team. They ran into a team that stayed in the fight, led the fight, stayed in the fight, and finished the fight. And a lot of teams throughout this season, when they've gotten in the fight with the Charlotte Thunder, they eventually said, I'm done fighting, because their will was broken.
And on this night, the Thunder's will wasn't broken. The hole was just too deep to climb out of. So that's the story. Here from inside Bojangles Coliseum, the AAL championship goes to the Bulls of North Texas by a final score of 60-43 over the Charlotte Thunder. Thunder finished their season 10-1. North Texas finishes their season 8-1. But of course, that last one in the win column is the one that everybody was trying to grab.
Hell yeah, the day you thought would never come has arrived. And a lot of you boys thought you was gonna make it.